Hi guys, this is Joe Wayne with the AntiCointelPro show. And today we are going to be starting on, or I am going to be taking you along with me. Hopefully, if you can pay attention, keep focused, and not only listen and look, but actually hear and see, okay? Because most of you have been fooled into believing the big lie that the fascist, and I say this so much, but the fascists have pulled down around you, um, and they have done this by changing the root meaning of all words. Um, if you remember Bill Clinton and the Lewinsky scandal, where he famously said, well, that depends on what the meaning of the word is. Well, no, it really doesn't. It only depends on what you teach us in school. Um, and yet, if you think it's a mystery or a coinky-dink that the majority of politicians, and if you go back to the root meaning of the word politicians, poly meaning many, liars, that's what really, that's what it actually means. Politician actually means quite literally many liars. And that's what we have, in our political body. The fascist party, because the left and the right is nothing but a misnomer, a lie, a deception of the worst sort. And that's how they do this, Our world is doomed, folks. Our world is doomed, unless you actually pay attention, unless we have a global renaissance, a renaissance of intellectual thinking, actual thinking, not letting others think for you and then tell you how to feel about what they told you to think, but actually thinking and doing what you know in your heart is right. And you have to know that all of these politicians are fascist. If they weren't all fascist and being controlled by the fascists, then why do they vote the same way on every single issue? Well, it's because they're fascists. And they really don't care what you think. All they care is, subverting your will for theirs. Okay, that's why you go to school. You don't go. They don't teach you in school. Okay, that's not what school is for. The word kindergarten is a German word. It actually came from, I believe, Bavaria, but I could be mistaken. Um, and it actually means garden of kids. Kindergarten actually means garden of kids. Okay, so learn what these words mean, because they have been not teaching you and your children and your grandchildren. They have been quite literally indoctrinating your children. Okay, not teaching. Okay, a teacher actually wants you to learn. Okay, somebody that's indoctrinating you wants to program their subjective opinion of reality into your operating system. Okay, they want to put their software into your system. Okay, your system is a Mac, and they want to put Windows operating software and tell you that it's compatible. Well, it's not compatible, and all you have to do is go back to the beginning of all of the fascists, okay? 6,000 years ago, 6,000 years ago, out sprang the Sumerian culture, okay? The nation of Sumer and the Sumerian culture. Before Sumer sprang up out of nowhere, okay? In the big sands of time, the big hourglass of history, they sprang up within, I think, a 100-year period, okay? Before the Sumerian culture sprang up out of nowhere, quite literally, we were hunters and gatherers. We were an agrarian society, okay? We didn't know anything about politics. The Sumerians invented politics. They brought politics to us. They brought banking to us. They brought, so many of the world's first that we actually take for granted nowadays. They brought to plumbing, the canal systems. They brought all of the modern conveniences and things we take for granted. They weren't instituted until the Sumerian culture sprang up out of nowhere. Okay? The Sumerian culture gave way to the Babylonian culture, okay? And when I say gave way, they just rebranded, okay? The same way that the Babylonian culture gave way to the Egyptian culture, another rebrand of the Sumerians, okay? The Egyptian culture, okay, and this is getting closer to the fascists that are controlling us all now, gave way to the Roman Empire, okay? The Roman Empire simply rebranded as the Roman Catholic Church, okay? Everything that you know about Christianity, or you think you know about Christianity because somebody else is up on a pedestal, high up on a pedestal, you're looking up on it, they're looking down on you, they're symbolically asserting their domination over you, okay? They're dominating you from up on that pedestal, and you're looking down like you're in the principal's office, okay? And you're taking all this in, and you're being programmed by the church. The Romans, whenever the Roman Empire was falling, which it never fell, but whenever the Roman Empire was putting forth the facade that they were falling, it was simply for the fact that the Jews, not these Rothschild Zionist sect, okay, because that is, the Rothschild Zionists, they are 90% of the the Israeli population, okay? To be considered a Jew from the Pharaoh days, you have to be from one of the original 12 tribes of Judah, okay? Unless you can trace your lineage to one of the 12 tribes of Judah, you're not an actual Jew, okay? So only 10% of the Israeli population are actual, literal Jews. The other 90% came from the Khazars, the Caucasus mountain regions, okay? These are the Rothschilds, okay? And these are the people that forced in 1948 the Jewish state, the state of Israel, forced it on the world, okay? Because if you know your history, you will know that the true Jews were never supposed to have a homeland until God came back, okay? They were supposed to wander forever until God came back and took his rightful place. And this has not happened yet. May happen soon, though. So, basically, you have the Roman Empire that basically the Jews, the uppity Jews, the original Jews of the 12 tribes of Judah that were the slaves of the pharaohs were getting uppity, okay? The pharaohs could not control them with their armies anymore. They're, just like the Roman Empire. and the pharaohs before them. Okay, the Roman Empire could not control, and I said the pharaohs, but I actually meant the Roman Empire, could not control the slaves anymore. So they created this religion called Christianity. Okay, and research this. Okay, they quite literally chose the likeness of a Roman congressman named Christos, okay, to be the face of their new religion, Christianity. And they have controlled the world through this false, and all religions are a lie. All religions. And if you're somebody that is stuck and programmed and controlled by the Roman Catholic Church, okay, which we all have been at one time or another, you can go ahead and turn this off. I won't be offended at all, because I am trying to get you people to actually think, okay? And if you're getting tired now and you're rubbing your eyes, it's because the cognitive dissonance is setting in. Your mind is quite literally trying to protect itself from the lie that has been built around it. You know, your whole life, our history has been built around this lie. So, quite literally, these fascist Romans, okay, the fascist Romans, what they did is they rebranded as the Roman Catholic Church that is still in charge of everything to this day. That's why all of the politicians, you know, and you need to understand what I'm talking about, and you need to understand where these words come from. Whenever, back in the day, whenever they would, you know, and anytime you're building anything, you have to make sure that you have a good foundation, okay? So when they would inspect these houses, they would have to go upstairs and look at the windows, look at the roof, and see if there were any cracks in the foundation, okay? Then they would go downstairs and look up, okay? So you would go under the stairs, or you would stand under this second floor foundation, so you would have understanding, okay? That's where the word understanding comes from. So all of these words that you don't know where they come from, we're going to try to figure out, or I'm going to try to answer these questions for you. We'll go ahead and drop this video now. Part 2 will be coming up shortly.